In abundance. Today's stream is about them wanting to be black, and you're ashamed of it. We're about to have what they call black has such a negative connotation, but when it comes to business, being in the black or being black is a beautiful thing. That means there's no deficit. That means that there's no debt. Businesses are looking to get out of the red. They don't want to be in the red. They want to go into the black. They want to be black, get in the black, all black everything. They're looking for a blackout. That's what it means. Because when you're in the red, you're in debt. So they cut these prices, get ready for the new season, because they want to be black or be in the black or get black. So this goes back to the words, because words are our GPS to reality. If you don't understand the words you're using, you don't understand what direction you're going in. You don't understand the impact that words can have on manifestation. And as I always say, you either dealing with manifestation or you're dealing with man-infestation. So I'll say it again. You're either dealing with manifestation or man-infestation. So if you're not productive, if you're not producing, you're retarded. And what does retardation mean? Look up the word retardation. It has nothing to do with being mentally ill. Retardation means impeding on one's ability to progress. The inability to progress, to slow down, to procrastinate. So you're suffering from retardation if you know you're supposed to be doing things to help you progress, but you keep procrastinating. That's called retardation. But people tell you have to be humble. But look up the word humble, and you see that humble means to have a lower estimation of one's importance. And how can you be successful if you have a lower estimation of your own importance? I say it again. How can you be powerful? How can you be successful if you have a lower estimation of your own importance? You have to feel important to a cause in order for you to be successful. Look up these words. Humility. A lot of these words don't mean nearly what has been suggested to us. I had a woman over here because I said, I'm blessed to have women at my disposal. She's thinking garbage cans. A lot of us are functionally illiterate. Functional illiterates. And I'm like, you got to properly contextualize what I'm saying, because I'm at my students' disposal when I'm mentoring them. So I had to double check and go into Merriam-Webster's dictionary to see what does it mean to be at the disposal of someone else. And it simply means that you are available unto them to be used as the resource that you are. But here we are, people get upset about words and terms that are being used that they don't even understand. Huh? I'm not a physical being. I'm a ethereal being embarking upon a physical experience. But like I said, if you're not manifesting, if you're not dealing with manifestation, you're dealing with man-infestation. Because if you're not doing anything that's productive because you're procrastinating, then that's retarded, and that's probably because you're being too humble. Do you see how I put all of that together? Words are a GPS to reality. I promise you this. And many of us have been set up from the very beginning. Many of us have been set up from the very beginning just from the words and terms that we've been using. And holiday season is coming up right now. Okay? So because holiday season is coming up right now, I want to really connect with you guys about not just investing in yourself, whether it be my program or someone else's. I want you guys to go back into black. I want you guys to get into the black. Okay? Meaning, get out of debt, get out the red, and get into the black. Get back into the black paradigm. Because in business, when you're in the black, it's a blessings in abundance. Such as your credit bureaus, and other financial institutions so they could red ball you, not blackball you. So they could put a social media score you don't even know about. Your banking institution has scores that you don't know about. Most people think scores stop at TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, and FICO, but that's a lie. Let's say you get breast surgery and they give you a muscle relaxer such as a Percocet. And Percocets are a most commonly abused drug. You have a drug score or a pharmaceutical score. And what happens is, what is the likelihood of people that use, or what is the statistic on people that use drugs that are most commonly abused in retrospect to the debts that they accumulate? Well, people that tend to get addicted to drugs or are addicted to drugs tend to misappropriate their funds. Therefore, they fail to prioritize in paying their credit cards back or paying back their loan monies. So therefore, the second you take a Percocet because you just got your breast done, your pharmaceutical score gets lower, and therefore it is interpreted that you are a risk. But they'll take that in addition to the social media score and the things you tend to look up all the time, which probably made you get your breast done in the first place. And they take these scores, consumer data aggregates, they look it up, and then these scores are being used against you, and then you say, hey, my credit's over 750. Why are they not giving me credit cards that go over $100,000? Why can't I get a black card? How come I can't get a $200,000 loan? How come I can't get a $300,000 loan? And unbeknown to you, what you doing on social media, unbeknown to you, because you keep buying clothes and returning them thinking you slick because you're a serial return artist. So if you're a serial return artist, if you're known for just returning clothes, you buy them, you know, because you got rewards at Guess or whatever store you go to, the data is being accumulated because who doesn't want rewards? So everybody signs up. Yeah, I would like rewards whenever I shop at the store. Give me the rewards. You don't know that data is being collected about you and everyone else as part of these reward systems. And then what is the likelihood of a person who has a tendency to constantly return their clothes in association with paying their debts back? Well, we see that 6 to 7 out of every 10 people that return clothes have a problem with their debts. And now you have another score going down. And all this data is being collected so they could grasp the predictability of you as a consumer. Now, I was talking to you about LexisNexis and check system, checks, CHEX, check systems. They look at accounts that's been closed. For example, you might have had a closed bank account because you couldn't keep it open long enough, went into overdraft fee. Instead of paying overdraft, I'm going to just set up a new bank account over here. I'm going to just let this shit go to hell. It's been an overdraft too long, it closed. Some credit cards done collapsed. Couldn't pay it back. You're just now getting your head above water again. Check systems sends correspondences about your closed accounts in the past. You have the right to not have that data disclosed so it doesn't work against you, but you have to know you have this right. Then you have to know how to develop or formulate what's called a compendium or a memorandum or affidavit of fact or whichever one suffice. And then you have LexisNexis, Lexis, Nexus, Nexis. And what they do in general is talk about what you've been doing account-wise, intangibles, general intangibles, doesn't matter. Anything you've ever been doing business-wise with anyone or anything, how businesses receive you, how banking institutions receive you, how your own peers receive you if it's on paper. And they send this data over. So everyone can formulate a preconceived notion about who and what you are so they can deny you under such pretense. You have to be able to communicate with LexisNexis and say, hold on, son, I don't want this data being used about my bank account history. I don't want someone to know that I'm living check to check, and that's going to stop me from getting opportunities because, sure, I may make $5,000 in a month, but I have to use over $4,000 for bills. Pretty good.
I watched him.
And so now that I know
yesterday,
that this person is using over 90% of the money that comes into their account,
I'm going to
I
prove
can't
he's been cherry picking
entrust you with
scripture
an opportunity that you
purposely,
actually can use to empower
deceiving
yourself. You
his
can use an opportunity to empower
ranking
yourself.
officials, his
But because
understudies,
the data is working against
and
you, you
everybody
won't
listen
get
to
the
him.
opportunity to empower
Right? This is
yourself.
what people got to do to get you to join
And so
their
what they're doing to
ideology,
us is
their religion.
retarded.
All
They're
right?
slowing down our
Not just
progression.
him,
And now
all
it
of
would
them
be
do this.
retarded for you
I just
not to
happened
take
to
the
catch Captain
necessary steps to progress
recently.
by either
Okay,
joining my program or taking
so
heed
watch
to what
this.
information I give you for free and figuring it out. Because I just gave you a load of free information just like this. But you can go to that pinned right there at the top, brotherpolite45@gmail.com, brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Spend $2,000. I'll be your mentor for 90 business days. I will have all your accounts back up and running. You'll have credit cards that give you over $50,000 limits. By the time we combine all of your credit cards, you should have at least $500,000 or more worth in credit. You'll have a caseworker that'll deal with your credit exclusively and immediately that will boost your credit scores, not just TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, and FICO, because that means nothing in comparison to what they do today. Because your banks have scores, social media has scores, there's traffic scores, there's pharmaceutical scores. We have over 30 different bureaus that we have to investigate. What are they saying about you that's stopping you from getting access to anywhere between 50 grand to 300 grand that you do not have to pay back? So separate from the credit cards that I'm going to get you access to, that's going to accumulate to about $500,000 worth of credit in credit cards. Then I'm also going to get you access to anywhere between 50 grand to $300,000 inside of 60 to 90 business days that you don't have to pay back. And you'll also get a website where you can track your
Instant
results,
quarter
see
of
if
the
your money is
millionaire.
pending,
Instantly
processing, the
messing
funding
with
clear.
brother.
You can see the deleted items that we removed from your report. You can see the positive items we add to your report when it suffices to add positive items. And trust me, no matter how good your score is, you got to add positive items. And you'll also see what? You'll also be able to see your scores as it's on the rise. You go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. You leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready to spend the $2,000 to get access to all this opportunity in the form of credit. And people say, man, but I don't want to use my credit cards to invest, and that's ignorant. And then I would demur, which is to respond to a question with a question. When someone asks you a question, sometimes the best thing you can do is ask a question in regards to it, but there's a science to it. Sometimes people do that to avoid questions. In this particular case, I demur. And I would simply say, so what are you using your credit cards for if you're not using it to invest? That question gives you a lot of answers. Sometimes a question can teach you a lot. If you don't want to use your credit cards to invest, then what are you using your credit cards for? Because one thing we do know about credit cards, it gives you access to money that you don't have available. If you have access to money that you don't have available, I like to consider that some kind of loan or opportunity. Words are our GPS to reality. So if you understand how to properly contextualize what's transpiring, you understand how to advance. So if you're not using your credit card to invest, are you using your credit card when you don't have the money to bail you out of situations? Because if that's the case, that type of behavior will eventually catch up with you where you never get to pay back the credit card. And then the behavior goes, if I get another opportunity, I'm going to do the same thing again. No one ever tells us, use your credit card to invest in low risk opportunities that may take a little time. Instead of sitting there for that day where you're overwhelmed and shit, I'm going to just use this credit card to knock out these bills that I'm behind. Knowing you don't have no access to any kind of money, but you convince yourself, I will come up with the money to pay it. And then eventually, well, shit, I'm not going to get locked up for this. I'm not paying it. That's how they do us. Because remember, when you box, you get a trainer. When you play basketball, you get a coach. When it comes to money, you guess. From pre-K to 12th grade, you went through 14 years of going to school. 14 years from pre-K to 12th grade. And in those 14 years of going to school, they never once taught you about credit. They didn't teach you about credit card redlining. They didn't teach you about Nexus, spelled with I's. They didn't teach you about checks system, spelled with an X. Why they don't even spell these damn things right? The way you were taught, so you don't come across it. They don't tell you about consumer data aggregates or CDAs. They don't tell you about this aggregation. They don't tell you about LexisNexis. They don't tell you about checks systems. They don't tell you that there's more to credit than just TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, and FICO scores. They don't tell you there's over 30 different credit institutions and financial institutions that work to consider your predictability as a consumer. They don't tell you what black power is, because we chant it quite often. Some of us chant it. But we talking about economic power when we talk about black power. Black power is economic power. Economic power is black power. And I'm not saying this with a racial overtone. I'm saying that any businessman and any businesswoman wants to be in the black. They don't want to be in the red, where there's deficits, where there's debt. So the next time someone talks to you about Black Friday, understand they may be emotional because of the racial connotation, but in actuality,
quick one.
That is a misnomer because of our poor miseducation. We don't just got a regular miseducation. It's even worse than the regular miseducation. It's poor. Okay? We're poorly educated. And even poorly miseducated. Some people are miseducated and it doesn't impact them as much. Other people are poorly miseducated. It destroys them. It makes them suffer from retardation. Retardation being, according to the dictionary reference, what? Slowing down the progress of something. And the goal has always been to make our community suffer from retardation. Primarily because we don't understand the words that we use. And words are our GPS to reality. And if you're not indulging in manifestation, then you're dealing with man-infestation because you're not being productive. You're not producing. And so every business working model is to stay in the black. To be in the black by whatever means you want to use. And so some of the positive items we may add to the report may be a new company. We might create a company for you. And you treat your company like a child so you can make money. All of you should have several companies. It's not that difficult. But when I mentor you, I make sure you get several companies so you can get several loan monies from each company, because a company, look it up. Another word for company is corporation. Another word for corporation is person. Look it up. Another word for corporation is person. It's just like you minus the flesh and blood. That's why you can have things like limited liability companies. So if things go to hell, you're not personally attacked. You can dissolve the company and live to create another one. It's just like a person minus the flesh and blood, so you can hold that company accountable. This is why the state of New York City can summons you with a ticket to show up to court, and then you are making an appearance in court. But they're summoning the corporate version of you written in all caps. I don't want to go over people's heads, but that's why it's a summons, because damn near you're asking for a spirit, because you're not even talking to the flesh and blood. You're talking to the transmit and utility lien. That's another conversation. I shouldn't even talk about that, because then they summons you. And that's why when you show up to court, you're supposed to say, I'm here on special appearance to challenge the court on the grounds they lack jurisdiction over organic living cell making violation of Article 3 of the Supreme Laws of the land. That's a whole nother conversation. And you can even accomplish this even having an attorney at hand. But this is, let me not digress. Let me not digress. I want to talk to you about these holiday seasons. Yes, you go to brotherpolite45@gmail.com. You leave your full name and your phone number only when you are ready to spend your $2,000.
Yeah, don't you call
on getting mentorship to invest in yourself and knowledge for the future. This is perpetual. Because when you get access to all these monies, over $500,000 in credit cards, and I know it sounds like too big a number to you to believe you have the right to access that, but it's true. When you get access to more than $500,000 worth in credit cards, When you get access to 50 grand to $300,000 in monies you don't have to pay back, and then when you combine all this opportunity, that's what we're gonna call these resources, you'll be in around $1 million, a little less, a little more, inside of these 90 business days, give or take 120 even, because of the work we'll do. You'll have something though in that space as we're growing these monies for you. You want to have the knowledge so you can take that near 1 million or over 1 million to grow it into multiple millions of dollars. It's just sense. Now, I say you can go out there and buy a whole bunch of high estrogen-rich turkeys and multi-cheese macaronis, and you know, it's a recipe for fibroids, because
all right,
when
we're ready,
you have an estrogen saturated environment.
All right, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Too much estrogen.
Thank you. I'll pause that right there, brother. Thank you very much. All right. So, as I said, I caught the Captain CAPPIN. You know, I've been debating this virgin birth for a thing, exposing why am I doing this? Why am I even debating the Bible? I'm exposing some of the Black Hebrew Israelites doctrines, which is BS. Ain't worth, you dig, a second look. And this is what they're doing. They're coming up with misinterpretations of the Bible and other so-called holy scripts, and they're coming up with doctrines and churches and camps, and they're getting some buzz, right? They're getting members, they're over YouTube, controversial, and they're catching the eyes of some of our elites in our society. And they are sold onto this doctrine, hook, line, sinker, and their career is basically over. And it's embarrassing because it's hogwash. Like, the doctrine is one thing to don't believe in one of these books, let's say Islam, Christianity, Buddha, is one thing, but at least the book says what it says. I mean, if you get cut out your job, fired, whatever, because you're a Buddhist, Muslim, or Christian, or Jew, society can't deal with you. You know, that's just whatever. That's just unfortunate. But it's another thing to go into Judaism, go into Christianity, go into Islam, go into Buddhism, and conjure a perverted version that's disrespectful, racist, and derogatory to a lot of people. Right. So anyway, let's go into this. Let me get the captain. Let the captain speak for himself. Right. Let me close that. Somebody hit me up. Hit me up. So I debated his flunky to his pronoun. I debated his flunky. So let me establish it now. Tazaryach, which I already did. But I debated his flunky not too long ago, and he didn't do a good job. In front of you guys, he did a terrible job. And if I can just find a key moment of it, I can fast forward to his issue. And I got lucky and found the Captain virgin birth debate versus, like, he debated it straight. I mean, this dude was horrible. I mean, this dude had no business debating. All right, so let me see. Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, there's people that's half decent in the Bible. This guy, you know, your ordinary Christian could have did a better job than this guy. Oh my God. All right, so let me see which one of these lies was this guy. So it's one of these two. So right now, I'm gonna teach you, you do. So read verse 1.
Hold on, let me get there, because I'm on Bible, I'm on the blue letter Bible, so hold on.
Jeremiah, you get the Book of Mormons, I'm still gonna be right. Go ahead, man.
No, I mean, I wanna go. Okay, no sweat.
You're gonna learn something today.
Jeremiah, I'm almost certain I won't. Jeremiah 14:2. Judah mourneth.
No. You're doing what Yah is doing. Okay, this is him. So anyway, this is perfect because he was trying to. I asked him to prove that. Give me a scripture in the Bible that proves that the Israelites are black. So Tazaryach flunky had went and gave me Jeremiah 14:2. So he's going to try to read it, but he's going to go to verse 2. I didn't want to do that. Don't skip verse 1. Okay, you're skipping. Remember you told
Jeremiah
y'all.
14:2.
No. There's something called
You want me to
context.
start at verse 1? What?
Yes. Start at verse 1.
Okay, I thought. Okay, come on. I literally thought.
Hold on.
My
Wait.
My fault. I'm
Dayton,
apologizing. I thought you just wanted me to read that verse.
I got you. Dayton, relax.
All right.
Dayton, you're too excited. Matter of fact, because of that, can you go to Jeremiah 13 first, then?
All right, look, I ain't about to read the whole chapter.
No, you're not.
Come on.
No, you're not. Now, if you watch these guys debate, they're not shy to read you 1,000 irrelevant verses. I'm asking a brother, just start from the other chapter, but at the end of it, the prior chapter, but the end of it, just 3 verses. He didn't want to. I don't want to do all that. But these brothers ain't shy. When I play some of Tazaryach, watch how Tazaryach read everything but the book in front of him.
All right, look, I ain't about to read the whole chapter.
Can you go to Jeremiah 13 first, then?
All right, look, I ain't about to read the whole chapter.
No, you're not. Come on. No, you're not. You're not. You're gonna read about 2-3 verses. Can you go to Jeremiah?
You go there then. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead. You read whatever you want to read.
Now you see that? You see that? Yeah. He start
Where
doing
you
what
at?
he accused you of doing.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm going straight to the point. Jeremiah 14:2 is what? Jeremiah 14:2.
No.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? 13 and what?
Okay, hold on.
Where you at? 13? I'm there. 13 where?
Go to 23.
All right, go ahead.
So we're talking about skin now. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good, that are accustomed to do evil, right? So he's talking about people who are doing evil. You guys got to start doing good. See, this is called context, not to the point. Therefore, I will scatter them as a stubble that passes away by the wind of the wilderness. So we know that he's going to scatter people who are doing evil and not good. Good. This is thy lot. The portion of thy measures from me, said the Lord, because thou hast forgotten me and trusted in falsehood like you are doing, Dayton. Therefore, will I discover thy skirts.
Everything we do, we improve.
Okay, got it. Therefore, will I discover he said, I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, that thy shame may appear. I have seen thine adulteries and thy nathings, the lewdness of thy whoredom, and thine abominations on the hills in the fields. Woe unto thee, O Jerusalem! Will that not? So
we can admit that means there's sinful ways, essentially, right? There's sinful ways. He's just talking about. He's just seen their sinful ways, their wrongdoing, their sinful ways. That's basically what he's talking about right there.
He's saying turn from your evil. Okay.
Right. That's what their sinful ways. Right.
Okay. Okay. Now, I misunderstood you. All right. So.
My phone. Well,
so now we got some other contact. Now go to 14 and 1.
All right. I'm with you.
I'm gonna read it. Now the King James Bible says dirt. Of course, I don't know what the hell that is. And most people that read it don't know what it is. Okay. So this is why if you're gonna this is why I say if you're gonna get into this doctrine stuff, you should get a more modernized English Bible. So dearth is the scarcity or lack of something. Okay, so something is scarce, something is lacking. Got it? Out there.
Oh yeah, you've been reading it. Go ahead, you can finish.
Okay, so let me explain something to people here. I understand a lot of Israelites like to read the King James Version because it deals with a language, English 400 years ago, and it used terms that we no longer use today. Like, for example, when Abraham was told to sacrifice a kid, if you give that to a 5th grader today, they're going to think you're killing an actual baby. All right? And y'all. Yeah.
Okay, so why we do it in the UPK is because once we've done our history, we understand that the
You heard him say UPK. That's Tazaryach. And he already admits Tazaryach, yeah, he's part of that whole thing.
King James. Okay, so why we do it in the UPK is because once we've done our history, we understand that the King James Version is the closest transliteration from the Hebrew and Greek. We understand that that was the first thing that they put it into once it was translated from the original language. So it is the closest thing out of all the transliterations. It's the closest thing. That's why we do it. Now,
wait. So you believe that the King James Bible was the first English Bible?
I didn't say the first English Bible. I said the closest transliteration. Meaning,
no, but you have other.
Whether it was the first. Well, I get first. It's not about first. It's about the closest. Like I said, when
I
we
was
get
basically going to like there's an English
the
Bible during King James time, and his
it doesn't matter whether it was the first or the last. It was the
and I don't know how the King James.
And what I'm saying is
there's
the original
Hebrew and
language.
Greek
Bible.
Bible.
I'm saying that's even false. There's English Bibles before the King James that was damn near. We got you. But we have a class now, right?
You know, brothers. This is brothers dialect.
Read verse 1.
Go ahead. Go well.
Okay,
You're not my teacher, so you ain't gonna here to help me. If you say something that makes sense, I'll give you that. But you can't help me.
Got you. So you're about to learn something. So I'm going to read a couple translations, and I'm going to read the King James also. So the New International Version. This is verse 1. This is the word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You're already off. But go ahead.
Okay, hold on. I got you. But let me just finish though.
Oh yeah, your word.
Because we can do the lexicon also. So this is the word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the drought. So there's a drought going on. That's down the New Living Translation, one that Jehovah's Witnesses use. This message came to Jeremiah from the Lord, explaining why he was holding back the rain. So we talking about. I would say somebody get me the captain, but when I just first round knock him out, I don't believe he'll be interested. Rain and droughts. English Standard Version. The word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the drought. Berean Standard Bible is kind of similar to King James. This is the word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the drought. Then the King James Bible says the word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the dearth, which is drought, which is holding back rain. So now we have the proper context. Now you want to do 14:2 now?
That's all I've been trying to do.
Got you. Right. Okay, so just spoiler alert, he believes the next verse is telling us that the Hebrew Israelites are black, African American, Asian, Dominican, everybody on that chart, basically. But this is the melanin he believes is being explained here. Right. But you need to know what's going on. So now, let me read.
You think I did know? Come on, now.
Well, you might be holding back scriptures, then, deceiving people. So look, New International Version. I got you. New International Version. Judah mourns. Her cities languish. They wail for the land, and a cry goes up from Jerusalem. New Living Translation. Judah wilts. Commerce at the city gates grinds to a halt. All the people sit on the ground in mourning, and a great cry rises from Jerusalem. English Standard Version. Judah mourns, and her gates languish. Her people laments on the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem goes up. Berean Standard Bible. Judah mourns, and her gates languish. Her people wail for the land, and her cry goes up from Jerusalem. King James Bible. Right. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are blackened to the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is going up. Tell me how that means we're black.
Who is the they? What is the they?
No, look.
He's talking about he's talking about those people that's part of the drought, that's suffering from the drought.
Who is the they? Who's the they?
Brother, can you hear me?
No, I didn't. I didn't. Okay. Honestly, I didn't.
They are the people who are experiencing the drought.
Okay, I agree. Now, who are those people?
They're Israelites.
Okay, Judah, right? Because that's who mourns.
Yeah.
So Judah is black unto the ground.
Jews, right? The Jews.
Judah is black unto the ground, right?
No, black means they're. You heard that right. So I'm gonna dig back up to Tazaryach using this verse when he was doing the street teaching. So anybody from his camp using this verse, and we're gonna have a laugh. They're crying, they're lamenting, they're mourning. That's all that means.
No, Judah is black, meaning that's who they are.
No. You're reading different translations.
No, get the other translations. I don't trust those translators.
So can I go to the
next? The other brother has something to say. Go ahead.
Look, he's correct when that black is used as mourning. He's correct about that. That's absolutely correct.
Yeah. So you learned something today, my boy. Like I said, you was going to.
Not at all. No.
Not at all. I bet you didn't learn. Okay, but you didn't sleep good that night. So now we're going to fast forward. So that's one knockout blow. So I got rid of his go-to scripture to prove that the Israelites are black. You dig?
Not even.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What you sound like you got some middle.
Say it again. You come to me, I ain't out unto the gate of that city. And you shall stone them with stones that they die, the damsel, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he had humbled his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they were married or that was already his wife. She was expelled to him, meaning that was supposed to happen, but it didn't happen. So that, yeah, you took another man's wife. That's just like if I'm promised this woman and then another man sleep with her, I'm like, man, you took my wife. Was she my wife? No, but I'm saying that's what she was promised to be to me. So that doesn't mean that exactly she was his wife.
Mary was promised to be
she's
a
promised
wife
to him. Exactly. So it said, and Judas begot Phares and Zerah of Tamar, meaning Judas.
Zara, according to the New Testament.
Right, go ahead, read.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, he tried to deflect again, y'all. Let's
I'm
do the
deflecting because I said every name in this scripture is there. That's deflecting to you?
y'all, please. We didn't do it yet.
Okay,
So,
go ahead. My fault. I'm sorry. My fault.
did Judas beget Phares and Zara according to the New Testament?
Right, go ahead, read.
And it says, it says Phares and Zara. It says they are of Tamar, correct?
Right. Correct. That's what
It
it says.
mentions their mother. It
Whoa. It said, and Judas begot Phares and Zerah of Tamar, meaning Judas put Phares and Zerah in Tamar, and Tamar gave birth to Phares and Zerah, which is the seed of Judas. Stop that.
You can cry the seed stuff all you want. I'm just reading what it says. Now, it's funny as hell because the Black Hebrew Israelites, including Tazaryach, they keep focusing on the word seed. If you listen to any virgin birth debate starring Hebrew Israelites, I can throw some at you. They all focus on seed, seed, seed. Now, only certain Bibles actually say seed. Other Bibles use more modern language. It might say offspring. It might say descendants. It might say children. But the Bible that says seed, 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 seed. So he's missing what I'm saying because he just want to point out that it says seed. I'm like, dude, I don't give a damn if it says seed, bird seed, flax seed, you dig, black seed oil. Don't care. It doesn't. It's not the point I'm making. It's irrelevant. It could say seed all at once. He's not listening to my point. It says Judas.
No, you're not. You literally said something else. Read it again. Read verse 3 again. Read verse 3 for what it says verbatim.
It says, and Judas begot Phares and Zerah.
Who begot Phares and Zerah? Who begot them?
Judas.
Who? Judas.
Right.
Of who?
Okay. Right.
Of who?
Huh?
Of who?
Of their mother Tamar.
Okay, so who's the father?
Judas. And who's the mother?
Tamar. Right. All right, go ahead.
Good.
No, that's cool. We all gotta have a brother. I'm with that. As long as you don't try to take away from Judas being their seed line.
I got you. But this is a genealogy, right?
Yeah, right. It is. So of course you're gonna put that in there. That's cool. I ain't got no problem. That's the same thing they did with that's the same thing they essentially did with Joseph and Mary. Go ahead.
Hey, y'all, he just been yapping and flapping. Let me just read it. It's telling
let him read it.
Yeah, the
book. Go ahead.
Matthew's genealogy, it found necessary to list a woman. Usually genealogies don't list women, but this one decided to list women. Even Luke 3:23 don't list women. This one decides to list women. So don't tell me that seed bull. This is listing the women.
No, it's listing the men right along with them, though. So how do you ignore the men that it's listing right there with them?
Okay. So now, and Phares begot Ezra, and Ezra begot Aaron, and Aaron begot Abinadab. So we got begot, and of the mother, correct? Begot, the father begets and of the mother, correct?
Okay, right. That's the mother is who the father is. Yeah, I get that.
Right. So you are unaware that the father begets and the child's of the mother.
What? So you mean that's just like when I put my baby into my wife, it's begot of me and it's of her.
What's up with the personal story? I'm just trying to establish something, okay? This guy's funny.
It came of her seed, or it came of her body.
Yeah, is he purposely not trying to be doing this? Dude, it's telling
What
you
are you talking about?
okay,
It's
listen.
not saying that she has a seed. A woman does not have a seed. Are y'all that retarded?
Yeah.
Good Lord. A woman ain't got no damn seed.
Talking about a
But what he's trying to show you is that tribal origin from this genealogy is being based from the mother, not the father.
No, it's literally saying begot, meaning that's who it came from. Begot the men. Y'all are literally ignoring the men. All right, how about this? Show me one woman in here is saying it's
All right, so I can stop right there. I'm gonna come. You see how he doesn't get it? Don't worry, because Tazaryach would make the same mistake. So I could just, when I play his words, I could come back to that. I want to go down to the public example. With seed, he
never seen seed. Right. The prophets. A man. Do you agree that a man has a seed or no? If you don't, it's cool.
Oh my goodness!
I read nothing about a seed. I read men begot, and I read.
So men don't have a seed.
You're off right now. You're out of control.
No, you're off. Yeah. So how the fuck do you have kids then?
And yeah, this dude is nuts. All I did was read men beget.
I'm nuts because I think a man has a seed.
And he went wacko. He went Michael Jacko wacko. Dude, relax. I'm reading the first three.
All right, but you're gonna read it word for word though.
And have been in that got somebody, and the child was of Rahab, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of Bathsheba, correct?
That's what it says right here.
Okay, so the men.
Right.
And so why is that?
Now I look at you. You're saying this, so let's say
This is why he didn't want to do the virgin. He's there. Right. they had sex.
I'm about to explain it. Shut up. I'm about to explain it. You're calling. Right. So I'm doesn't
And
mean
that's
that
exactly
she was a
what
wife. Like she was thou shalt being in the city. If a damsel that is a virgin is betrothed unto her husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, okay, well, she's been lied with, even though that's she's been lied with.
Yeah, she's
okay,
with
then ye shall
else.
bring right. When his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph. Before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Ghost. 19. Then Joseph, her husband. First thing it says, then Joseph, her husband. Right. Why didn't it say then her espoused husband or whatever? Why didn't it say that? Because they had already had sex. That's how.
Okay, that's Tazaryach's same argument, so I can skip past that because Tazaryach will come back on that.
How he became was. Hold on, wait a minute. Tell me where.
13.
22.
Was on his wives.
Mm-hmm.
When as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, we're saying before they came together, that means before they had a ceremonial wedding.
Before they had a ceremony and they were officially together as far as living quarters, yes.
All right, let me show you my screen. I got to share my screen on that one. So y'all can this needs a visual. Okay, let me show you this. This is what the captain's going to say too. I just want him to really go into it. Okay, so when you read verse 18, it says, now the birth of Jesus Christ was on his wives. When as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with the child of the Holy Ghost. So they're going to try to say before they came together means before the ceremonial marriage. That's customary. This happens before two get married, right? They made that shit up. So I want you guys just to let him say it himself. Y'all can hear him say it himself. So
that's
before they did
together.
that,
because the ceremony is to say I'm leaving mother and dad and I'm coming with you.
Okay, nigga, okay, stop.
All right, I'm just breaking it down, man.
Okay, no, I'm just trying to get clarity.
Come on.
I'm just getting clarity. Relax. I'm just getting clarity, right? The unorthodox way, correct? They did it the right way, so they relax. I'm just getting clarity from you. So before they came together, did it the right way. So they did it the wrong way, right? The unorthodox way, correct?
So I'll say this: they didn't do unlawfully, but they didn't do it the technical terms of it.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know what this brother's saying. He said that before they came together means that they, that's a ceremonial marriage, right? Before you have sex. But he's saying Joseph and Mary didn't do the ceremonial. Joseph couldn't wait to have sex. He was horny, whatever, and they had sex before the ceremonial marriage, right? Or you know, the ceremony. So I was like, okay. So the Orthodox way would be to have the ceremony, and the unorthodox way would to be have sex without the ceremony. That's all I'm asking, brother.
So they didn't do it on law.
Yeah, you hear this, dude? Is it lawful to do the ceremonial, my boy? Is it lawful or not to have the ceremonial before the whole sex thing?
What do you mean? Is it like basically if I don't do this? Basically, are you saying if I don't do this, am I breaking the law?
Dude,
is that what you're saying?
Yeah. He's asking what supposed to come. He's asking what's supposed to come first, man.
So they purposely get retarded. You know, we heard this from other people debating certain things, you know, and this is his doctrine. So this is not like ambush scholarship. Like they live on his doctrine. Okay, they teach this doctrine. They debate this doctrine.
We supposed to have a ceremony, or we supposed to be having sex, man? Which one supposed to come? He's asking.
That was
He's asking what's supposed to come. He's asking what's supposed to come first, man. We supposed to have a ceremony, or we supposed to be having sex, man? Which one come first, bro?
If everything happens accordingly,
which one is lawful among Israel? Are we supposed to marry our daughters? Huh?
Lawfully speaking, you can do either.
No.
Okay, now you heard him say. He just said, lawfully speaking, you could do either. You could either. It's up to the man and woman, I guess. So they can decide to have the ceremony and then have sex, or they can have sex and, you know, before the ceremony.
No. Well, are we supposed to marry our daughters? Huh?
Lawfully speaking, you can do either.
No, that's not true.
This is the thing. That is very much true. See how Isaac got married. How did Isaac get married?
So let's say he's right.
Isaac seen her and then had sex with her.
So let's
and
say
that was lawful.
Yeah. Let's say if he was right. Let's just. I'm going to give the young man the benefit of the doubt. Okay, you're right. It's either way. Fine. Assume he's correct on that before you even challenge it. Let's give him that. Let's say it could go either way. So my boy, why is he trying to put her away then?
Because he was espoused. When you espouse, that means, think about it. If you espouse to a woman, what's one thing we know? Everybody knows what? You're engaged. Oh, they're engaged in this. Now, imagine if we back in the biblical days where everybody keeps the law and not being Americanized.
Wait, now it's the law. Wait. Now it's the law. See, you're confusing me. You're saying.
I know you're. I guess what? I know you're confused. You just went to a white boy. I know you're confused.
Yeah.
So
you catch that? Yeah. You catch that? Yeah.
Listen, I'm trying to break it down. Okay, all right, go ahead. No.
So at one point he said it was not lawful, like they're not gonna get in trouble if they don't do it. And he said just customary, right? Just something, a little minor tradition. And then while explaining it, he called it lawful. That's why I checked him.
I'm saying I'm talking about in general, meaning everybody keeps the law. I'm not talking about that law. I'm saying in general, like people not eating pork.
I'm not talking about that law. So that's a law then, my boy. I'm trying to see, he knows, you know, this is when they get like a fish out of water. They get real squirmy. I'm trying to hold him to something. Dude, is this a lawful thing to do amongst Israel? Or is it just a minor custom thing that some Israelites do and some don't? Real simple.
People not, Christmas, none of that. We just keeping the law. Simple.
But okay, hold on.
Just listen. Okay, I'm trying to break it down.
I got you. Wait. Slow down.
You didn't let me finish.
Break it down one by one, though. You're losing us. So now.
That's what. Okay. So now listen.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm challenging something you said.
You're not really challenging. This is like a punching bag. Go ahead.
I got you. Yeah, click back over and talk to your leader and get some more advice. Listen.
I never did that.
Sure.
Well, I know. I'll tell you, I did check in one time, but that had nothing to do with y'all. That had nothing to do with y'all. Well, I'm not going to lie. What's so funny about talking to a leader? I actually have a leader. Y'all talk to white. So let me get straight. I should talk to a white man, or I should have counsel with myself. That's what y'all telling me, right? Have counsel with myself, or listen to a white man. Y'all crazy as hell.
I be knowing this stuff, bro. You got to stand on your own square on this, man. You got to stand for bro. You got to stand on your own, man.
I am standing on my own. There's nothing. Say nothing.
run from
pieces.
no, 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 no.
Don't go
occasions. What's true is
no,
true.
what?
He's throwing smoke bombs down.
That's on you. No, want to admit it. Go
So
ahead,
now, so yeah, I don't know if this is happening. How you getting this? But at one point, he's saying it's lawful to have a ceremony before sex, and then he's acting like it's up to the man. Dude,
no, you gotta understand. So the ceremony was more of the tradition that we had. You're not gonna find nowhere in the Bible where it says ceremony.
Yeah, I'm just reading Pure back comment. He said, Pure Black said, he said, Tazaryach is the modern day Farah Muhammad. Yeah, that's why I don't read comments, because y'all be too funny, man. Y'all gonna make me lose the damn debate. Lose my whole train of thought.
He didn't have sex. You're not gonna find that. But it was our tradition. You can find that. So now
so now it's not the law, now it's tradition. Okay, now it's tradition. Fine.
The fact that we didn't hold to tradition and we just got it in, now not only is it like you officially my woman, we are officially married, but not only that, I got you pregnant. So now people will know that we got it in. And he didn't want to put that shame on the woman that he loved. That's why he wanted to put her away privately. Meaning,
so the captain's going to say something similar.
Let's just keep it on the low since he had his baby.
Wait. I got it. You heard that, right? So that's some low shit. That's some low down shit, right?
He's going to say he didn't say low. Listen to him. He's going to say low.
Yeah. Wait. I got it. You're
her away privately. Meaning, let's just keep it on the low since he had his.
Meaning, let's just keep it on the low. He just said that.
Okay. He loved. That's why he wanted to put her away privately. Meaning, let's just keep it on the low since he had his baby.
Wait.
He said, meaning, let's keep it on the low till she had this baby. Keep it on the low.
Got it. You heard that, right? So that's some low shit. That's some low down shit, right? Yeah.
Low down shit. What's low down about that?
Okay, listen. Now the next verse.
Let's hear.
Hey,
I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, the next verse won't make sense because the next verse says, "Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man."
Right.
What's so just about that? Some low shit that you kept from the people.
You called it low. You're not gonna find the low.
You called it low.
That in the law. I didn't call it low.
You used the word.
So that's when you got them. When they start saying stuff and don't remember that they said it. He said they kept it on the low until she gave birth. I said, okay, so that's some low down shit. He said, what's so low about it? You said low.
You used the word low.
Yeah, you used the word low. You used the word low.
I did not say low. I wouldn't even say that. That's how I know. No, I didn't say that. What I know. No, what are you talking?
He don't know his own words.
That's what you said.
I didn't say that. What you want me to do?
Say it again.
We understand. Okay. So now you're not going to go to the laws and find that thou must have a ceremony. You're not going to find that. But it was a tradition.
So you won't go through the law and find a ceremony, but it's a tradition. Fine.
And we understand it was the Israelite tradition that you had the ceremony, and then at that ceremony while y'all partying, those two would go off, have sex. You would bring the tokens of virginity.
Don't forget that. He said during the ceremony, you will bring the tokens of virginity. They're just making stuff up, literally. They're just, well, Unc said you made that up. They're literally just making it up. Where does that happen? Ceremony. Hey, my beautiful bride. But look, she's a virgin, everybody. I'm going to prove it. Here's our virgin. Here are tokens of a virgin. It doesn't make any sense. But watch this.
To the parent to show that you did give away a pure woman and that I did receive a pure woman. So guess what? I cannot put impurities on her, no matter how mad or whatever I feel later in the relationship. I know that she's pure. That's essentially how you would want it to go. But they had sex before.
No, wait. So what would the impurity be? What would the impurity be?
What do you mean? She wasn't impure. What are you talking about? No, the tokens of virginity. Is that what you're talking about?
Come on, man. Come on now. Come on. Don't play dumb now.
How am I playing dumb? Like, shut the fuck up and answer the question, bro.
What the impurity is, bro. You know what the impurity is, bro. Her being pregnant, bro. You feel me?
That's not impure. Man. She got pregnant by her husband.
That's not impure. Well, I'll be doggone.
So she's got pregnant
by her husband.
Her husband would have the tokens of the virginity. So where is the problem?
Right.
The problem is, well, again, you're not going to understand this. You don't know our culture. But our culture, we would have, it's
I'm
just like a
listening to
party, a big gathering,
So,
a marriage. I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to y'all. Look, basically, we would have a gathering. Like basically, okay, this is what we would call what's the word? Y'all know the word I'm looking for, but I just said it. Basically, where we had our ceremony. So we would have our ceremony. We would do that. Big party, food, feast,
This is why I'm anti people going after the dumbest and lowest of society to try to clean them up. No, you get them, you send them to an institution to get real education. Send that boy get his GED first.
drink, whatever y'all doing, we doing it. Then the two that are supposed to be getting married, they would go off and they would actually have sex to make it official. Then you would bring the tokens of virginity back to the parents. The parents would keep that as a token, meaning.
So I'm saying not only the ceremony made up, he's making up the tokens of virginity also. That they bring that to the ceremony.
If you ever try to bring this sin upon my daughter saying she's undefiled or whatever, blah, 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 I have this to say, you gave me this. You cannot say she was defiled. So that's why I said I don't know what you mean, because in that situation she wouldn't be defiled. The only thing is that happened with Mary. The only thing that happened with Mary,
my boy,
is that they did not have the ceremony.
Okay, but
so
why would
therefore,
that make her? Why would that make her? If a man has a choice to have a ceremony or not, it's up to him. Why would that be an impurity, or why would that be defiling her if he chose not to have one? If it's up to the man to do either one,
she's not defiled. She's not defiled.
Why he want to put her away then? If it's up to him to have a ceremony or not?
Right. Why does he want to put her away? Okay, because all right, now guess what? Remember when you told me 2 ears and 1 mouth? I need all y'all to use this. All right. So now the reason he wants to put her away is because they did not have the ceremony, meaning they're still going to have this ceremony. The ceremony is going to happen. They have a date for the ceremony whenever it was. And see, you're not using your ears. You're laughing like an idiot. So therefore, you can't hear what I'm saying, whether you agree or not. And that's how I know you don't know nothing. You don't laugh when the scriptures is coming out. You don't laugh. Apology, it's all good. No sweat. I mean, you know who I'm dealing with. Just know you can't deal with my captain. Now, so.
You just heard him, right? I can't deal with his captain. I don't know. This looks easy to me.
I mean, I don't know who I'm dealing with. Just know you can't deal with my captain. Now, so understand that they're still going to have this ceremony regardless. That's going to happen, and they know this. So now, knowing that they're going to have this ceremony, now how do we know they're going to have it? Because they were espoused to each other, and that's what happens. So that's how we know that. So knowing that they're going to have it, but they know they've had sex, and not only that, like if they had sex and she didn't get pregnant, they probably wouldn't even care. But because she's pregnant, and about time they had a ceremony, she's going to be showing, they going to know, obviously, well, dang, she done got it in already. So it's almost like, that does matter. It does.
Because
that's why he wanted to put her away.
Okay, so let's back up. So now he's
hold on, let me get a diaper, man.
Yeah, do that because y'all and LJ. So he's saying Joseph is cheating, like the community. He already has sex, got her pregnant, and he didn't want to do sex. So he was cheating. Yeah, he was being greedy and he was cheating. Hold on, bro. You're changing the diaper, so let me talk. So y'all and LJ.
I didn't say I was done talking. I just said I'm getting this. I was talking to my son.
I'm going over your logic. So Joseph didn't want to do it. So Joseph didn't want to do it the regular way, right? That everybody was doing in Israel. He wanted.
No. Don't say that. Remember when they said the Holy Spirit will come over Mary? Well, he's wrong. So if you're going to go with my point, you got to get it right.
Okay,
he's wrong. That's not what I'm saying at all. 110% wrong.
Okay, look. Let me say it this way then. Joseph has sex before the ceremonial, right?
Agreed.
And he got her pregnant.
Yes.
But he didn't want the people to know she was pregnant before the actual ceremonial, right?
But that doesn't make sense what the brother said, because he said either or. You had sex, you married, or the other way. So I mean, that's contradicting to what he said.
That's not contradicting, because it was a custom to have the ceremony.
Let me just finish your logic. So Joseph decided to have sex before the ceremony, right?
No, Joseph and Mary. Joseph and Mary decided to. It wasn't rape.
Okay, cool. No problem. however you want to put it together, they decide to have sex before the ceremony, right?
Right.
And then she got pregnant. So then he wanted to have the ceremonial anyway and act like she's not pregnant, right?
No, that was the putting her away privately part.
Why would he want to put away
That's
privately?
what that means.
Why?
Because she's pregnant. So essentially what he's saying is, I just want to wait till we have this baby and then come and bring this news on him.
I got
Like,
it.
at the end of the day, it's like, damn, I messed up. We did this.
My boy, he want to hide the pregnancy from the people, right?
That's essentially what he was doing, right?
Okay, cool. Because he want to have the ceremonial anyway, right? After, because like you said,
Well, put it like this. I can't say he wants to. I can say he knows he's going to have it.
Okay, according to what you're telling us, you can have the ceremony before sex or afterwards, correct?
That's what he's trying to say.
Say it again. I didn't say nothing like that. Hold on. Say it again.
Yeah, he sound like
you
say
said
it again. Listen, you said a man could decide to have sex before the ceremonial or the ceremony, or have the ceremony first, correct?
No, what I'm saying is technically they're not
Now
supposed to have sex
Yeah, this dude is crazy.
before the ceremony, but they did have sex before the ceremony. But this is no, you don't have it. Be quiet. This is the issue. The issue is they're not supposed to have sex before the ceremony, but they did have sex before the ceremony.
Okay, so now they're not supposed to have sex before this. Oh my God, this guy is crazy.
Not law, right? It's tradition. Why can't they have sex?
But right. Say it again.
You said.
So you do agree with me. So now we're not supposed to have sex before the ceremony. So you do agree with me now.
Yeah, he's talking.
According to custom, right? But there's no law that says you can't. So it's not unlawful. It's just according to custom. Because during the custom, what's going to happen at the ceremony? I just told y'all. I'm supposed to bring the tokens of virginity at the ceremony. That's what that's for. But I can't bring it if I already knocked her up 5 months earlier.
But how is he going to have a ceremony afterwards?
No, that's OT.
The
ceremony?
To show that she actually bled, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Old Testament, she married. The Most High took virginity first.
You can't marry a woman. How? Sex
is a woman is for her ceremony, guys. I'm
if virginity in the Old Testament ceremony, did they?
Okay, so now I'm gonna check him. I'm tired of playing with him. He keeps saying ceremony. He keeps saying tokens of virginity and ceremony in one sentence. All right, watch this.
Bring out what?
Outside of celebrate, that would be it.
Wait, so I got a question for y'all. Yeah. What ceremony did they bring out the tokens of her virginity in the Old Testament?
You said that one more again. You said it one more time.
What recorded ceremony of a wedding, right? Did they actually show the community the tokens of the virginity?
You said what part of the ceremony when they actually showed the token of virginity?
No. I'm saying, is there? So let me say it this way: is there a story in the Bible where a couple was going to get married, and during the ceremony, that they just voluntarily showed the community the tokens of the woman's virginity?
No, there's not a story whatsoever of that.
Right. So now let me explain the only story where it talks about that. Back in Deuteronomy 22. The only time a father goes, the only time a father goes and show his daughter's token of virginity, if the man sleeps with her, if her espoused husband sleeps with her and then hates her and then put a filthy name behind her and say, yo, she was already banging before I had her. Then the law says the father needs to go out there with his wife, the mother too. Them together got to go bring the tokens of her virginity to the elders at the gates. So it's only when the husband is lying on the man's daughter, the mother's daughter, saying she wasn't an actual virgin.
All right, so that's a nuclear bomb there. All right, that's a body bag. Tazaryach word. That's a body bag. So the only time a father, mother, or the only time a person is supposed to bring the tokens of virginity
out to the people, to the elders at the gate, is only when the wife he's taken in was not an actual virgin. That means she was not without sex. I mean, she had sex already. So he's shaming the man's daughter because the man gave him his daughter. He's shaming her. So the dad, to save his daughter and to save his name, his reputation, the last name, he got to go and prove, she was a virgin before you slept with her. That's the only time Israel's required to bring the tokens of virginity to the people in public. Only time. He made that up in the ceremonial thing. So now let's go to the captain.
Important part, because when we read all throughout the Bible, like if I go straight to Romans 1 and 3, for example. So if I go to Romans 1 and 3, it reads, it says, concerning his son, Jesus Christ, or we would say Yahushua, our Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh.
So
now what does that mean? That means that that word seed in that word in the Greek is sperma. So
now keep that in mind. The word seed, sperma.
According to the flesh, this is how Christ came. If I go to Acts, I believe it's 2 or 7, the way he can come from the loins of David is if he came from the seed of David. And so why?
We love that word seed. So I'm going to take that word seed from them.
Why is that important? When you go to 2 Samuel 7 and 12, the subject of this is 2 Samuel 7 and 12. It says, and when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels.
They love seed so much, he even read the word proceed.
Bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of.
This argument is surrounded upon seed, sperm, seed, sperm. So that omits women. That's what he's trying to argue.
Of his kingdom forever. So we know this is not talking about Solomon, because Solomon's kingdom, if he committed iniquity, we just laid out a foundation that if there's a man sitting on the throne from the house of David, he has to come from the line of David. I don't see no scriptures. Usually the question that I would ask from Reggie, and maybe he can show, is any connection at all that Mary has to David. So if we go from there, and if I go to Luke 1 and let's say 30, I'm sorry, Luke 1 and
I butchered Luke 1.
The verse I want to go to is
32.
So now, of course, most people look at Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John as a chronological order of the New Testament, when that's not the case. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is just those men's accounts of their interactions with Christ, or written records of Christ. And so when you read Luke 1, the story of the angel visiting Mary takes place before the angel visited Joseph, if you was to put it in order. So when the angel visits Mary, there's something interesting that the angel says to Mary. So the angel says, he shall, this is verse 32, says, he shall be great and shall be called the Son of the Highest, and the Lord God shall give unto him the throne of his father David. So how could David be his father if he not come from a man?
Right, hold on. One more.
So how could David be his father if he throne of his father David? Yes, and the Lord God shall give unto him the throne of his father David. So how could David be his father if he does not come from a man?
Okay. Well, notice it said he should be called Son of the Highest. Okay, let's put our religious hats on. Who is the highest? I mean, this is clear. This is the highest. Okay, so she's being visited by the angel. He's telling her who her son will be the son of, the highest. We don't read Joseph here. Nowhere in his visitation from the angel.
What I would also like to point out is Christ is called the Son of Man.
Right. Okay.
How can he be called the Son of Man unless he comes from a man?
Everybody is man. So it just means that he was born of flesh, through flesh, an actual person. That's all. Man again. It's King James Version, 1600 language. It just means he came from a person, human being.
In. Then said Mary unto the angel, how shall this be, seeing I know not a man? And this is usually those of the Immaculate Conception thought process.
Not Immaculate Conception. It's just what the Bible says. Just come on.
So the virgin thought process.
Immaculate Conception is key word. Whistle blow, whistle language for Catholicism. Evil old Catholicism.
That's to say, see, Mary didn't know a man because she hadn't. Because the angel is telling Mary what is going to happen, not what has already happened. And this thought process is not something that just takes place.
Now that's his insertion right there, but no problem. Everybody has their own interpretation.
This ain't new to Mary. This ain't new to Joseph. This was the same thing when when the angel came to Abraham and Sarah, and the angel told Sarah.
So I got to speed this up. So as you can see, let's read further. So Mary said, he read that, and you see he skipped verse 35. This is classic cherry picking. Okay, so Mary said to the angel, how shall this be? I don't know a man. That means I never had sex with a man. Okay, so if I never had sex with a man, then there can't be a seed in me. All right, use that word seed, pun intended. And the angel answered unto her. So he's going to answer, he's answering her. The Holy Ghost or Joseph should come upon her. Which one? Is the Holy Ghost coming upon Mary or Joseph? If it was Joseph, the angel simply says, go back home. You'll find out. You got a horny man there. It says, the Holy Ghost shall come upon thee, and the power of Joseph? No, the power of the highest. So now we know who the highest is over here. It said, he shall be great, and he shall be called the Son of the Highest. That same highest will come up. The Holy Ghost should come upon him, and the power of the highest. The power of who? The highest is the God of the Bible. The power of the highest, not an angel, it's the power of the highest shall overshadow her. Therefore, also that holy thing, holy thing, not your son, not Joseph's son, which shall be born of thee, shall be called the son of who? Who's there? It's the son of God, not the son of Joseph. So clearly explain to her how this process is going to take place. Okay, and then, go ahead, Captain.
Or she was going to have a child. You know what you don't see in that concept?
He's talking about Elizabeth. We got time for that. When I come back from work, we'll tackle that. But let's go on.
Do see Lord visited Sarah, for Sarah can get pregnant and the real not a man. Spirit shall come has resisted the about it. The Lord told David was to come through a man. What does every pregnant woman want? Down with also having sex. Nothing took place. It says, and blessed is she that believed, for there shall be a performance of those things which were told her from the Lord. So nothing that the angel told her had taken place yet. It's something that was going.
Okay, he just made that up. But look what he did. So he read all the way. Look what he did. He read here. He read 34. And Mary said, how shall this be? I don't know a man. He skipped all of the conversation. He jumped all the way down here and read, and blessed is that she believed, for that her performance of things which were told. He skipped all those verses. That's interesting. But me couldn't have done that. But the person he's debating, Reggie Young, okay.
Going to take place. Going too far. The of Jesus Christ, because the verse 6 of lineage. Just like Luke, the 3rd chapter. That's not Mary's lineage either. That's Joseph's.
Okay, there we go. I hope LJ is there. Now, this is the biggest blunder that anybody reading the Bible can actually commit. Check this out.
He has to have a father. And my sons, they carry my generation. So if it's saying the book of the generations of Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham, that means he has to have a father.
Not so. Let's go back. Because when we look into the genealogy, matter of fact, let me do it this way. Let me go to my word pad. Let's do it this way. So Matthew chapter 1, this is the so-called genealogy of Jesus. It says Abraham begot Isaac. So men beget men. Abraham begot Isaac. Isaac begot Jacob. I have to make this dark blue as well. So let's go ahead and do that. To be consistent. Oh, damn, wrong one. I need glasses, yo. Okay. Isaac begot Jacob. Jacob begot Judas. So in the blue, the men beget men. In the look at the pink. And Judas begot Phares. So this is more blue here. Judas begot Phares and Zarek. They are twins. But who are they of? Phares, the same two twins, are of their mother. So men beget kids, and kids are of their mother. Verse 5. And Salmon begot Booz of Rechab. So Salmon's, the men are still begetting kids. Salmon begot Booz, but Booz is of his mother Rechab. And Booz begot Obed. So men are still begetting men, but Obed is of his mother. And David the king begot Solomon. So men are still begetting people. Okay, but Solomon is of his mother Bathsheba. So when we go to verse 16, okay, Captain, hit me with your best shot. Come on, Captain. So I'm gonna have Captain read verse 16 first.
And when you get to verse 16 in this chapter, it says, and Jacob begat Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who is called Christ.
So he totally missed that. He missed that Joseph didn't beget anybody in his own genealogy. He didn't beget anybody. So, and Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of, belonging to Mary, of Mary, and from Mary of Jesus. This is in the book. Where does it say? So this is the last beget in Matthew's. Jacob begot Joseph. Who did Joseph beget? Nobody, but we see the word of again. Joseph belongs to Mary. So of just means belong. Booz belongs to Rechab, Phares and Zarah belongs to Tamar, Obed belongs to Ruth. Okay, so Joseph belongs to Mary, and Jesus belongs to Mary. Okay, there's no begot here. So he missed that part. It's no problem. Well, for us, no problem. Big problem for him. That's his doctrine.
Which lets you know this is Joseph's lineage. This is
okay, right. Matthew's is Joseph's lineage. Everybody who read the Bible and took it serious will agree with that. It is Joseph's lineage. And in his own lineage, he didn't beget anybody. There's no offspring.
Not Mary's lineage. Just like Luke, the 3rd chapter. That's not Mary's lineage either. That's Joseph's lineage there too.
Big mistake. Big mistake. How can both be Joseph's lineages? Watch this. The lineages they contradict. Watch this. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the different genealogies in Matthew and Luke. Okay, so the top part is Matthew genealogy. The bottom part is Luke chapter 3, verse 23. So right off the back, Matthew's go from David to Solomon, David's son Solomon. And then Luke's go from David to Nathan. That's a total different person. It's a total different tree. I'm sorry, David's the same tree, but it's a different branch. So Matthew's go from Solomon all the way down, and David go from Nathan all the way down. Two different branches. And you see there's two different names. We got Rehoboam, Abiah, Asad, Josaphat, Mattah, different names here. Two different genealogies. I wanted to say. Okay, so these cannot, it's impossible. Nobody who takes the Bible serious but ever conclude this, that claims to be a researcher. Anyway, let's go back.
So now when you go to verse 18, it says, now the birth of Christ was on this wise, when as Mary, his mother, was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, which is in parentheses, she was found with the child of the Holy Spirit. Now, most people interpret.
I keep talking to mute. Why do they keep saying in parentheses? Where are the parentheses? It's just the numbers. Where are the parentheses? Why do they keep saying parentheses? But anyway, no problem.
Interpret this to mean, see, this is when they got that she was pregnant because it says before they came together. Not quite so. The before they came together is just talking about a ceremony of marriage.
All right, so we're gonna, you heard that? He said what his student said. It means before they came together, it means before the ceremony of marriage, which they just made up. But let them keep making it up. Let them keep making it up. I got them.
So if you had an engagement, so what is this, like November? So, you know, most women, they want to spring with it. So imagine I'm engaged to a sister and we get married March 20th. Before March 20th, she's pregnant. Nobody's going to believe that God made her pregnant. They're going to say we couldn't wait until the ceremony of marriage to actually get pregnant. And so that's why she was with child. Verse 19, watch the narrative change. Then it's
Pure Black, the narrative change. Hey, Pure Black, you are funny, yo. You said Tazaryach, the modern day master prophet Muhammad. That was funny. So anyway, we're going to conclude right after this. I'm going to pick up. I'm going to stop right there, but I'm going to talk about this this ceremony that they made up. LJ, let's talk about the ceremony that they keep making up. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm saying they're making the ceremony up, sir. The ceremony up. Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived. So he knew his wife first, then they conceived and bare Cain. Where's the ceremony? And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived. Knew his wife first, and then conceived, and bare Enoch. Where's the ceremony? 16. And Cain went out. Okay, so what happened? So when Cain had his wife and conceived Enoch, no ceremony. How'd he get there? 16. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod. Okay, where's the ceremony? According to what some people say, ain't nobody even there. Genesis chapter 11, verse 29. And Abraham and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abraham's wife was Sarah, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah. Where's the ceremony? Genesis 25 and 1. And then again, Abraham took a wife and her name was Keturah. Where's the ceremony? These guys just making stuff up and nobody's challenging them. Now, I purposely left something out there. I purposely left something out there. I'm hoping they try to prove the ceremony. It's gonna be funny. But that's it right there till I come back around 8 o'clock. But these guys are done. He said Matthews and Luke is the Jesus genealogy. There's no ceremony. Just debunk everything he said. Okay. So these guys are easy. So now I need General Yohana, because I was asking for the captain, but just beat him up. And I'm not done. When I come back, I'm gonna finish him off Mortal Kombat style. But I need Yohana. I need a general. So I might have some flunkies on here debating in this place until he mans up.